Good day, my dear classmates, and also to Sir Renz Buktoan, our instructor in ISUTEN. Good day, sir. So my topic in this video presentation is about pest management of cacao. Experts attribute the shortage to the aging cacao stands in the cacao producing areas, adverse impact of climate change, and presence of pests and diseases. The Philippines has around 17,300 hectares of land planted with cacao, mostly backyard gardens or smaller plantations. Mindanao, on the other hand, has large farms that account for 90% of the total country production of cacao. One of the concerns of the cacao community is the inadequate support to integrated pest management, as pointed out during the Conference on Integrated Pest Management in the Asia-Pacific region held in 1991. There are 7 insect pests and diseases of cacao in the Philippines. These are cocoa pod borer, cocoa mirage, black pod rat, cocoa vascular streak dieback, witch's broom, frosty pod rat, and the shulin shoot. Each insect pest and diseases of cacao had an explanation about their scientific name, distribution, symptoms, and life cycle and management. The first one is the cocoa pod borer. So this is the cocoa pod borer insect in the picture. Scientific name, Conopomorpha cramerella. It was previously known as Acrocercaps cramerella. Next, distribution. South and Southeast Asia, Oceania. It is recorded from Papua New Guinea and Samoa. Note, it was eradicated from Australia in 2014 and it has not yet been recorded from Solomon Islands, although it is in nearby Bougainville. Symptoms and life cycle. Eggs are laid on the surface of pods that are 2 to 6 weeks from the first sign of yellowing. The eggs hatch in about 3 days, and then tunneling begins. The larvae go through the husk, enter the pulp around the beans, and into the placenta that hold the beans together. Management. Lambda-cyhalothrin applied as fortnightly foliar spray using knapsack sprayers at rates ranging from 14 to 25 ppm significantly reduce cocoa pod borer damage. Number 2. Cocoa mirage. So this is the cocoa mirage insect of cacao that we have seen in the picture. Scientific name, Helopeltis clavifer and Schurdodonelia species. Next, distribution. Helopeltis clavifer occurs in Indonesia, where it was first described Malaysia and mainland Papua New Guinea from sea level to 1,000 meters. It is also present in New Britain and New Ireland but does not attack cockwader. Schurdodonelia lensis is present in mainland Papua New Guinea and in Irian Jaya. Schurdodonelia typica and Schurdodonelia pacifica are present in the islands of Papua New Guinea. Schurdodonelia pacifica occurs above 500 meters. Symptoms and life cycle. Myriad adults and nymphs suck the sap from cocoa pods producing 3 mm diameter spots, which are brown at first then black. Young pods less than 10 cm long are destroyed. More mature pods are deformed and beans are smaller than those in healthy pods. Myriads also feed on young shoots and branches and cause dieback. Management. In the past, pesticides were recommended for control of myriads in cocoa that have since been banned by international treaties. Lindane, previously used as a dust or spray, is one such chemical. The pesticides now recommended are imidacloprid and the synthetic pyrethroid bifenthrin. Number 3. Black pod rat. So this is the black pod rot disease, in this picture. Scientific name, Phytophthora palmivora. It is not a fungus but an omicet or a water mold related to algae. Next. Distribution: Asia, Africa, North, South, and Central America, the Caribbean, Europe, Oceania. Black pod disease of cocoa is recorded from American Samoa, Federated States of Micronesia, Fiji, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, and Vanuatu. The distribution of Phytophthora palmivora is wider in the region and includes Australia, French Polynesia, New Caledonia, and Northern Mariana Islands. Symptoms and life cycle. Phytophthora infects pods of any age, from the time they are small to the time they are yellow and mature. The omicet or water mold needs water to complete its disease cycle. Spores are produced when the pods spread in wind, heavy dew or rain to other pods nearby or to other plantations. If they land on a pod or young leaf and it is wet, they germinate. Management: cultural control. Good circulation of air in the plantation is important to dry pods and leaves quickly after rain, reducing the time an infection can occur. Number 4. The cocoa vascular streak dieback. So this is the cocoa vascular streak dieback disease in this picture. Scientific name, Onchobasidium tuberme. Distribution, Asia, Oceania. It is recorded only from Papua New Guinea. Next, symptoms and life cycle. The first signs of the disease are scattered green spots against a yellow background on one or two leaves up to 1 meter behind the shoot tip. After a few days, the leaves fall, and those leaves above and below begin to show similar symptoms. Lenticels grow larger, giving the bark a rough appearance, and axillary buds develop, but after about 20 centimeters growth, they die. Management: quarantine countries not yet infested by cocoa vascular streak dieback should take special precautions against its introduction. Similarly, plants should not be sent from infested to healthy areas within the same country. Plants should go into quarantine for 3 months. Number 5. Witch's broom. So this is the witch's broom disease in the picture. Scientific name, Moniliphthora perniciosa. Symptoms and life cycle: symptom of plant disease and that occur as an abnormal brush-like cluster or dwarf wick shoots arising at or near the same point. Twigs and branches of body plants may die back. Distribution: rosette or witch's broom of rose is an indigenous disease in North America and was reported in the 1940s, 1960s, and 1970s from central and eastern states of the USA. Next is the management. There is currently no cure or treatment for witch's broom. You can, however, prune out the broom growth several inches below the point of its formation if desired. Number 6. Frosty pod rot. So this is the frosty pod rot disease of cacao. Scientific name, Moniliphthora roriri. Distribution: frosty pod rot has been reported in South America, Western Venezuela, and Central America. Symptoms and life cycle: Moniliphthora roriri causes the devastating frosty pod rot of cocoa, a disease that commonly reduces yields by over 80% within a few years of pathogen establishment. The severe losses and occasionally complete crop failure frequently render cocoa production economically unfeasible. Next, management. Cultural control is the central pillar of any integrated frosty pod rot management. Disease pods has to be removed from cocoa trees before the pathogen sporulates on these pods. The pathogen has a latent phase of approximately 7 weeks. Growers in frosty pod affected countries tend to be able to recognize the disease 1 week before sporulation. The last one is the swollen shoot. So this is the swollen shoot disease in this picture. The swollen shoot is affected in cacao leaves. Scientific name, cacao swollen shoot virus. Distribution, cacao was introduced into West Africa from South America during the 19th century. However, cacao swollen shoot disease was first observed in Ghana in 1936 and later discovered in Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, and Sierra Leone. Next, symptoms and life cycle. The trees are usually killed within 3 to 4 years. Symptoms are varied depending on the strain of virus. Main symptoms include leaf chlorosis, root necrosis, with vein banding in young leaves, small mottled pods, and stem root swelling followed by dieback. Management. Cutting out of CSSV, the infected cocoa trees together with a ring of nearby apparently healthy cocoa trees have been the main method adopted to control the spread of the virus in Ghana since 1946. So let's move on about the diseases and vectors. Remove diseased trees as well as their neighboring cocoa trees. This works for small outbreaks. When more than 100 trees in one area and disease, adjacent cocoa trees up to 15 meters away with disease symptoms should be removed. Alternative methods include using resistant cocoa trees when planting cocoa. Check with your local cocoa research institute and find out about resistant varieties. When establishing new cocoa farms where possible, plant trees away from non-CSSV areas. Use natural barriers such as our oil palm, coffee, and citrus to prevent or slow down the spread of the mealybugs within cocoa farms. Use of systemic organophosphate insecticides was tested to control mealybugs such as Jardos, and had lethal effect. Insecticides are not currently recommended. Next, why is it needed to remove disease or damaged plant parts? So it is needed to remove the disease so that to control the spread of plant diseases. Last, examples of chemical pesticides specifically used by the farmers for cacao pest management. So the lindane is the most commonly used pesticide in the region. Lindane is a pesticide that is widely used in the treatment of scabies and pediculosis, usually in a 1% lotion. It is the gamma isomer of 1,2,3,4,5,6-hexachlorocyclohexane. So that's all, and thank you for listening.